and try to fight the 2-on-2. Josh was coming in from the pinch. You saw him over near statue, but it's a round win for Red Reserve. Nonetheless, as you know, it's still early in the search and destroy. Look, it's 2-1 lead for Luminosity. Let's see what they could do on this upcoming defensive round.
Yeah, most definitely is. Early days yet. As Red Reserve, there, a quick glance at them. See if they can potentially tie things up here 2-2. Look at them now, back on the attacking side. Do they want to switch things up themselves? Maybe go for an A push? Of course, we saw them go B first round. It seems like that may actually be the plan. Of course, you already hear the smoke in the background.
Yeah, Red's a good team at switching things up. You see it all the time from them on a map like St. Marie Search and Destroy, where they'll push the A-bomb site, even though it's traditionally to go over towards B on that map. So it's hard to get a read on this Red Reserve team, but even though Zero gets taken down first blood round, they get the bomb planted over at A, but just like we were saying all game long, Luminosity find an isolated play on Red Reserve, and they just push on through and they overwhelm him. Too many bodies for Red Reserve to take out. It's 4v2. Joe and Josh, bomb is planted, and see what they could make happen. 25 seconds remaining on the bomb. Oh, Joe, you got to save that nade. Save it for the bomb diffuser. Oh, it's time winding down. 20 seconds remaining. Player's not pushing on in. Joe falls. It's all up to Josh. A 1v4, bomb planted. JCap is on. He's going for the defuse, but they push on forward. They find Josh. Once again, Luminosity, they don't lose a single player, and they've been doing this all game long. Right. Push, flood, trade, working as a team. Their teamwork's just better. Yep, essentially. That's what it's just come down to. And another prime example was that last round. They just flood Red Reserve. They force Red Reserve into, some unfavorable positions. And as soon as you have that advantage, it's so easy. Of course, Josh left in that 1 versus 4. Really, not much you can expect him to do, even though there was 15 seconds left pinned into that site. But now LG 3-1 the advantage. They go back on the attacking side. Smoke's already been thrown out. This one, much better than their last A push. Will it work out just as well? John first to the fight. Already a few bullets being thrown his way from Josh. All right. Action now going down lower docks. John put some bullets into Josh. He's just going to back on down, and the bomb should be planted here momentarily. There you go, 4v4. First blood now coming in from JCap, and that's going to be a threat to Red Reserve. They know that JCap's on the flank, and now they feel uncomfortable. Their hand is forced. They have to make a reaction happen on the map, and it's Joe finding Slack. The trade comes in, though, as John takes down Josh. Rated finds one as well, and now it's all down to Rated. 1v2 for him, 25 seconds left on the bomb timer. And Joe read it very well, just sadly couldn't find the pick. Nice try. Rated in the 1v2, not going to be able to clutch up at all there, and credit to Slack. Those 2 pushes over towards that site. He's been very decisive with the bomb. He's put it down and instantly put the pressure on Red Reserve. Yeah, it's just forcing a reaction out of them, right? JCap, that was a big kill for him to get in fire. If he falls, it opens up an avenue for Red Reserve to push on forward towards Statue, through Beer, and wrap around the players of LG. They're still inside the A-bomb site. But look, Red Reserve have found themselves in this situation before, going up against Splice. They were down 4-1, Rated. You got to start shooting some bodies. This is the time right here, right now. This is how you come back into the game. At 3 and 4, he's had a distinctly average map, not exactly underperformed. He's been left in a few tough situations, that's for sure. You really look at Josh to be the player to step up here in this S&D. Of course, it is going to be Red Reserve on the attacking side. Already bomb being planted by Joe, and LG, they're now going to have to try and retake. They did it flawlessly on their last defensive round. Can they do it again? All right, good decisive play, and there you go. Finally, Red Reserve get a first blood in this game. Rated with the first one for his team. Other than that, all 5 have gone to Luminosity, but kill traded out. 3v3, time now winding down on that bomb timer. Octane pushing up through the dock side. He's able to spot one, going towards lower. It's going to be Josh finding JCap. Oh, shooting his teammate a little bit. That's not good, but they don't have a lot of time to work with here. And again, it's Joe that just played that well, scrambled, played his life. Octane now left in a 1-on-2. He wants streaks. Oh, he's not getting them. Good. Would have been good, but that's the experience really that you're going to have with Joe and Search and Destroy there. He gets tagged up, and that's still a 3v3 situation. As soon as he gets tagged up, he just books it. He just stays alive, plays towards his teammate, and you saw the kind of confusion that it caused. Octane tags up his teammate who's mid-gunfight as well. That's only going to scare things and potentially delay that round even further. But Red Reserve still with some life. You like to see that trust in your teammates, right? Just being, hey guys, I'm tagged up, I gotta get out of here, you got my back, and he just books on out of there, stays alive. So important to just play your life in that scenario. And now, Red Reserve, let's see if they can climb back in it. Deja vu almost, right? Yep. Luminosity now back on offense. Looks like it's going to be a statue hit off the back, going for mid-map control. On board with John, and well, if you're going to give him free roam of the map, he's going to take it, that's for sure. 2 players over towards fire, though. Rated is going to be the first. John spots him.
A couple of bullets landed from both players. John now full red. Expect the maybe pinch to come through. But instead, the nade thrown out from Josh. Another first blood now for Red Reserve.
2 in a row. New record for them in this map at least. As there you go, Zero finds the call to Slack. And they have the man advantage. And what happens? Zero backs up, recognizing the situation, just going back. He has a teammate next to him, ready to help on out. Spots JCap, no reason to fight this at all. Luminosity, they have to plant the bomb. They have to find kills. And you see the players on the other side of the map, Red Reserve, they could go ahead and pinch on in at a moment's notice.
And again, you had Joe actually watching that cross. He was water steps. He saw the final player, which was
nice.
Of course LG's teammate, or JCap's teammate, I should say, cross through. So they had all the information they possibly needed. There was almost no way Red Reserve could throw that round away.
I'd like to see that from Red Reserve, and then we got ourselves a map. Once again,
too soon.
Once again, it was a slow start for Red. You know, they found themselves down 1-4, just like when they were going up against Splice early on in the tournament.
Yep.
Starting to mount their comeback right here, right now, round by round, and it's really coming off the back of those first bloods. I mean, you went.
It's weird, right?
2 first bloods in a row, and you win 2 rounds in a row. It's working well for Red.
You start the round with a man advantage. It's weird how it helps, right? A 4v3. Who
It's almost
knew?
like those are important.
Yeah, who knew? As now Red Reserve, they go back on the attacking side. Smoke out straight off the bat from Joe. Is he going to push through? Josh, another first blood. This time it's Slack that gets picked and Cap falls, but Octane responds with a double nade. Josh and Zero both fall, and just like that, what was a 4v2 instantly turns into a 1v2 here. Joe with all the work to do.
Okay, but he's got Mountain on, so quiet footsteps at least. Luminosity, I don't think they know that Joe's come from here now. This is typical of Joe's playstyle. Oh, he may have gotten spotted. No. He's going to spot one. Trigger discipline. Yes, okay. Spots Octane looking for the second as well. He's going to take this one slow. He's going to find both. Can't pick up both kills, though, as just too many players. Once again, Luminosity doing what they've been doing all game long. Back up to your teammate.
Yep.
Get some team support. Fight the 2v1. And there's the trade.
Of course, bomb down didn't really help Joe's case there at all. LG recognized, all right, well, he's going to have to come to us.
Yeah.
We just have to play that buddy system effectively, and we'll easily be able to trade out that final kill. LG now put themselves at map point 5-3, the advantage.
And that's a momentum-changing round. You think Octane with that 2-piece nade, he brings it around right back, swings it right back into Luminosity's favor. And I'm not sure if those players on Red were either tagged up or if they didn't have hunkered on, but that grenade changes the pace of the game as now Luminosity 1 round away from going up 2-0 in the series.
And that's a fantastic counter there from Red Reserve. They recognize the smoke push LG's been doing, so what do? They throw out some stuns just to slow, just to delay that push. It also gives them the information blind through a smoke grenade, so they should have some indication that this is where LG's pushing.
Take a look at JCap pushing right through Statue. The Red Reserve have no idea he's here, but Zero, he's kind of watching the flank all the way near the back boxes. JCap, because he get good timing here, doesn't win the engagement. Another first blood for Red Reserve as they find another one going after that. Josh taking down John. Man advantage for Red as they're trying to stay alive and force at least one more round.
And you know you have LG split, so it's just going to be a couple of 1v1s. Octane wins his against Rated. Now it's going to be a 2v2. Joe still with Octane right in his sight line. Octane's going to go for the challenge. Soars in the air like an eagle. Joe pulls out the pistol, wins the fight. Now it's Slacked 1v2.
Yeah, he wants to work this trade. He knows that Joe's weak. Peeking around the corner, just trying to find out where he's situated. He's right around the corner, does find him eventually, but now it's going to be Zero coming in to help out his teammate. Slack does find one. Time winding down, 20 seconds remaining, and he's one shot. He's tagged. Zero creeping on in. Slack spots him, peeking around the corner. He wins the one-on-one.
Goodness. Slacked with no right to win that gunfight at all. Looks across the main stage and let Zero know about it. Complete one shot, had to hook the corner, just jumps out and guns Zero.
I mean, look, that's a bit unacceptable, right? Zero had him one shot, had him tagged up, knew exactly where he was. And Zero, you saw him creeping up on the staircase. You just had to pre-fire around the corner. Slacked with the jiggle peek, forces out some shots with the re-challenge and just hits every single bullet.
And it just shows you the importance of jiggle peeking. Am I right? Beautiful play from Slack. And if you want to take a look at our CWL play of the game presented by Scuff, and that's right, you guessed it, it's Slacked with the phenomenal clutch right at the end there. Little shaky shot there in that gunfight, but it doesn't matter because Zero missed everything himself and Slacked with the 1v2.
I mean, look, Slack didn't have the better positioning there. He was trapped. Zero knew exactly where he was, plus Slack was just trying to buy time to regen some health. I mean, there are 25 seconds remaining. Not only did Slack either have to find the kill or get the bomb planted, Zero he was able to dictate everything that was happening. Like, there's so many different ways he could have played that. He could have just pre-fired going around the corner. He could have held right across from the fire ladder, just hold the boxes. Like, there's nothing Slack can do.
That's the difficult situation you have to make in those situations, right? Because your teammate calls out, he's one shot.
Yeah.
But there's, 20 seconds left on the clock, and Slack has to plant, and you have cover. You could just sit and wait for that potential challenge to come through, but instead, Slack picks up a phenomenal second kill, 1v2, and, well, it's all smiles in the LG.
Of course. Look, you know, there's so many different scenarios that Red Reserve could have had in this series, right? They had many opportunities both in the first hardpoint and in that search and destroy. I mean, this could be a completely different series, but there's no reason why anybody on LG shouldn't be smiling right now. Everything's going in their favor. John's stepping up to play. Slack, he's getting loud there on the main stage. He's fired up. Everything's clicking for them.
I feel like that's kind of the story for Red Reserve, right? We mentioned the slow starts continuously, and it's not even just in pool play. Now you're seeing it come into maps. You need to see them just kind of get a little bit of momentum, and that could well come in the CTF.
You just need a big play to happen. That's all it really takes. Somebody gets fired up. Somebody makes, an important clutch play to capture a flag. I think going into this next map, you need something early on to happen for Red Reserve. Find some positive momentum to help you out in this series.
Yeah, most definitely do. LG currently 2-0 up against Red Reserve, and what is a pretty important game here for Red to win if they want to have a good chance at least of getting that #1 seed from the pools. But it's LG who are in the driving seat here in the series. When we return, we're heading to Arden Forest CTF. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CWL Birmingham Open presented by PlayStation 4. The day well and truly underway now as we're in the third game. And what a game it is so far. LG 2-0 up against Red Reserve.
Coming into this match, it was a must-win for Red Reserve, right? You had that feeling after losing earlier on to Splice. Not looking good for them in this match against Luminosity, but it's not over yet. One map at a time is how they need to approach the series from now on. And it starts with this upcoming Ardennes Forest CTF.
We've seen a lot of reverse sweeps so far this year, and that CTF can really be that swing mode. And again, you have to think, if you're Red Reserve, if you just come out and you start strong, right? That's all you have to do here, because it's just been slow starts. That's really been the difference maker here. You can really make a series out of this. But to LG's credit, I mean, they've looked great. They really have. They answered some of their critics about Search and Destroy and how they haven't looked too strong. A nice performance from there, and you saw the Wolfpack mentality, the buddy system come through. keeping Search and Destroy to its basics.
Yeah, and they switched it up as well. You know, they had fast rounds, they had slow rounds. It was a good mix, and it was hard for Red Reserve to really get an idea on what LG were going to bring to the table. But talking a bit more about Ardennes CTF, this is a map where, you know, if you're Red Reserve and you're Joe, could be kind of hard to sneak on, and there's going to be something where I think he's just going to have to play straight up with his team.
Right. Sometimes you have seen that been a bit of a problem, right? Loves to try and go for that sneak play through ruins, and sometimes it isolates your teammates so much that, you know, they lose a 4v3 essentially. They're a man down to some of those fights over on the bunker side, and that's how flags can very, very quickly get out, and games can get out of control very, very fast. But game 3, Ardennes Forest CTF about to get underway. It's Luminosity Gaming with the advantage in the series, 2-0 up. The win here is the win for the series.
Now pressure all on Red Reserve. You lose this map, you know, your hopes of making it into that winner's bracket are looking grim, but it seems like they always put themselves in that situation throughout every event, and when the pressure's truly on, when they find themselves in those elimination games where their life is on the line, that's when they play their best.
Put them in the losers bracket, and they'll go on a big run, right? It's a very strange mentality. You just want to see them start in the winners bracket just a few times to see how far they really can go. But as we mentioned, the comeback all starts here in the Forest on CTF, and so far so good here for Red Reserve. A nice early start with some good wins.
Yeah, it's a good early sequence from Josh. You know, gets the nade follow up, and that allows Raid to push on forward over towards Cave as he backs up to Wood. He's got teammates coming off respawn, and really in the early stages of CTF, it's all about establishing map control, seeing what lanes you could push on out. If you could find somebody positioned over near the middle of the map and start to put pressure onto the enemy team spawns, it really seems like you need to get a clean forward down to go for flagpoles on the other side here.
Most definitely do. Zero looking over towards John with the first hill. Nicely done. A couple of kills come through. Need to be careful though, because it might be Slacked sneaking behind Josh and ultimately could slow down this push. But Joe goes straight for the flag. A 5-1 start for him. You know, we mentioned how is he going to play? Is he going to play for the sneaky, or is he just going to go kind of heads up gunfight? Well, Joe says, nah, screw it. I'm just going to fight fire with fire. A 5-1 start, as I said, a 3 streak with the flag. A cap here could be massive for Red Reserve.
Yeah, especially because he's going to be working towards streaks as well. Josh trying to play a bit of Bates defense. He gets some help from Rated. Rated finds Sue. Joe gets the flag cap. I got to think that Joe has some streaks to work with. If we could switch over to him real quick so I could see some progression. Okay, so about 1 kill away. And what Joe did right there is he just brute forced his way, pushed right through the ruin side of the map. No streaks earned by him, and he wrapped around. And of course, it's always going to be Joe on the flank. Whenever you see Red Reserve setting up a push, you know that Joe's going to be the linchpin, the guy attacking from behind that's going to make that play successful.
And it was so unfortunate there. Obviously gets taken down by the nade, the airborne prime class that he's using.
That's the one drawback. You don't want to run Hunker, you're going to die to nades.
And it's unfortunate, right? Because you're in that situation where you want to play slow, but you know if you play slow, you're going to pin yourself in a corner, nades are going to come through, so you have to keep playing.
And it kind of plays on you mentally, right? It's like, oh, I got to get these streaks. I got to get these streaks. And you find yourself, wow, I've been sitting in the same corner for 3 minutes, still trying to find this kill. So you like to see Joe not change anything up. I think that's a good way to approach it, depending on the situation, of course.
As it stands, though, Red Reserve still 1-0 up. Thanks to Joe's flag cap and fantastic run and start, but it's Red Reserve doing a good job of slaying defensively. John sneaks through, but Joe answers with another double, and he's having one of those games which you love to see if you're a Red Reserve fan.
Okay, all 4 go down for Luminosity. Red Reserve, they should know that the spawns are coming in over near your back bunker, potentially a split as players start to spawn up over near your back belt, but because they get a clean 4 down, they can comfortably push up on the map, right? Start to establish some control. Now they're looking for that next wave of kills so they can push in and try to get an offensive play.
And this is the difficult one, that second wave, right? It's all good and well getting 4 down, you then get map control, but you have to slay out one more time, and LG hold true here defensively.
You know, the difference there is Joe's not there to make that pinch play coming in from behind. You know, they decide to push up through mid-map, push up through bunker, and, you know, granted, the reason they're doing that is because they want LG to spawn out over near Bell, but, you know, Joe maybe could have waited, you know, pull up the scoreboard, wait for those players to spawn on in, and then try to push out the lane. But now it's going to be Luminosity. They're starting to get some kills behind him, and now they're starting to push up on the map. A flagpole opportunity now as Octane pulls it out of the Red Reserve base. They know that Red Reserve are going to be spawning over near the cave side of the map. You just need to call off this field, and this could be a flag cap for Luminosity tying things up.
And Ready with such an important job there. He may have spawned up first, but he didn't want to give up the cut. He had to keep his eye on it, and ultimately the kill does get traded. Zero tries to go for the flagpole, but gets evaporated by Octane. No, Octane is, of course, the flag carrier on a 3 streak. A cap here will give him streaks.
There you go.
He gets the fighter pilot. He gets the glide bomb as well. We're all tied up. 1 flag apiece.
Oh, and streaks are so big on Ardennes Forest. It's such a wide open map that they could find so many kills and really catalyze some offense for your team. Octane doesn't finish a kill, swaps to the PPSH, just trying to stay alive. He has his teammate right behind him, and he knows that more teammates are going to be spawning up. The reinforcements coming in quick for Luminosity. Now less than a minute remaining on this first half. Now if somebody's able to get a flag touch here, we will see some extra time come in.
And that's beautiful play from Josh to deny Octane full streaks. Throws the Semtex, instantly just pushes through, retakes a little bit of control there over towards bunker and finds the pick. So Octane not going to get fully streaked out.
Nice smoke.
Has got 2. The smoke's deployed, and Radiant says, well, screw it. You're not going to challenge me. I'll try and make the play. Sadly, not going to happen.
Hey, I like the idea. Unfortunately, all of his teammates died, so he didn't have anybody there to help support him, but still love the idea. Now Luminosity, they're going to kick it up a notch. They start to push on forward. That's going to be 2 down for Red Reserve. John, non-stop sprint. Just keep going. Try to force some extra time. Finds one in the back. That's going to be 0 taking out jump at the kill. Immediately traded, as now it's going to be the rest of the LG players collapsing on the Red Reserve base.
You could see a glide bomb potentially invested here from Octane. He knows a couple players are going to be coming off spawn. He's absolutely beaming. The flag is going to be pulled. He has to win the gunfight the old-fashioned way. Has the flag in hand now, and yes, he's going to get the extra time, but he's not really going to be in a position where he can use streaks to try and help this. No, Joe as well with the counter.
He is. He's going to be calling in the glide bomb. He has teammates next to him. That's going to be John. Glide bomb comes in through the cabin roof, takes down Joe. The flag is dropped. Rated's there to pick it back up, but who's coming around the flank? It's none other than John. Easy kill for him. Takes down Rated. The trade does come in from Josh, so this stalemate's still well and alive.
What a challenge from Josh. Wins the gunfight, keeps the flag alive. Stalemate still underway, and of course Octane has used a streak. He still has a fighter pilot at his disposal. Is he going to potentially invest that? You'd be surprised. You have to wait for LG to maybe get a couple of kills and potentially a little bit of map control. That's a good start. 2 players go down for Red Reserve. 30 seconds though. If LG want this flag, they're going to have to push straight away.
You think Octane? Oh yeah, he is going to use the fighter pilot. Yep. Fighter pilot comes on in. He's going to be barraging these players coming off spawn. Just the fighter pilot shredding these players as John finds that final kill. The flag return comes in and Luminosity cap it to close out that first half.
Flawless execution of how to play a stalemate situation right there from LG. You know, they were unlucky in the first wave, right? The glide bomb kills. Josh has to go big for Red Reserve to keep it a stalemate. After that, they push, they get map control, they win a couple of gunfights. A beautiful execution there with the fighter pilot comes through. He's not afraid of using it because he recognizes, if I use this streak, we're going to go 2-1 up.
And the thing is, like, they use the glide bomb, right? So if you're Red Reserve, you know that a fighter pilot's also in play, and some of them don't switch to a mountain class. In that scenario, you have to have mountain on because it costs them a flag cap there. I wonder if Octane actually lapped over his streaks. Yeah, so he's got everything to play with again. This is LG are in a great position. Yeah,
Red Reserve, not so much, as Octane now looking to cause even more damage here to Red Reserve in this Game 3 CTFR Den Forest. Of course, second half underway, and already you're looking at Slack mid-map to potentially cause some problems there for the likes of Zero, but for now, just sneaks away.
And you know the pressure's on Red Reserve. They have to make something happen. They're the ones down not only in the series, but in this game right now. If they don't find a way to come back into this game, they're out of here 3-0. And what would be another disappointing series for Red Reserve is Octane on a 7 spree does wind up getting shut down, and Red Reserve, you got to push on forward. You got to establish some sort of map control here.
And it's worth mentioning Cap having a pretty good game as well. He was 12-7 up until that last fight, almost working towards some streaks of his own. And CTF, definitely a game mode throughout his entire career he's excelled at.
Yeah.
No changes really in
Never fun to play against him in CTF.
Very frustrating.
I've never had a good time doing it.
Well, luckily for you, you're a caster now, Revan. You don't
I don't have to worry about it. Now other people got to worry about it. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I would hate playing against Octane too. This guy just, he rarely misses his shot. Such a talented assault rifle player. Back into the game anyway. It's going to be Luminosity finding that last lingering Red Reserve player. It's going to be Josh as Rated finds to trade kill, but pushing on forward up the map. Take a look at where Octane is. Doing exactly what Joe was doing before, pinching on into the bell side of the map, but that spawn comes in from Josh. Josh is going to be able to put in some shots into Octane, but he gets away. He finds the cone to Joe as well, has teammate support, and look who's driving back. John, over near the cabin side of the map, making sure that nobody from Red Reserve is over near his base, just trying to cut off ruins.
And Joe was so worried about the other player there, the other side of the bunker wall. Didn't even challenge Octane, so whether that's just a little bit of delayed communication or whatever.
If you're Octane, you kind of want to use these streaks because you're about to get more. It's almost worth having your teammates kill you so that you could get them kick-started on some streaks. But
especially John, right? John's on a 2 streak. It depends where he is on the map. I think
and he's going to call them in right away.
Relatively close, but I mean, yeah, he's basically going to have to. He may work towards another artillery barrage here, but he recognizes there's still 3 minutes in the game, right? It could easily change. You don't want to just waste your streaks. You want to make sure that you use them somewhat effectively. He obviously puts the artillery barrage to the front side of bunker. It's going to force Red Reserve to wrap over towards mid-map.
And I think he just re-earned his artillery barrage. So he called it in because he was 100 points away. He already lapped over the first 2 streaks, but it's going to be Red Reserve pushing on forward through the ruin side of the map. They have an opportunity here to maybe get a touch. It's going to be slacked. Puts in some shots, but he's got 2 players to take care of here. Does find one, takes down Rated, knows there should be another player nearby. Swaps to his sidearm, looking for the kill, but Joe, he finds 2. This push is still alive. Never mind. Glide bomb comes in, takes care of business. Now it's all up to Josh. And you see Red Reserve, they're starting to be in a situation where they can't wrap back to their base and defend their flag. They're overextending now through ruins, and if you're Octane, just artillery barrage it.
And here's the problem as well Red Reserve had. They didn't have anyone watching the cross, right, from cabin.
Yeah.
So 2 players had to wrap back because they were so worried that someone from LG could push through cabin and potentially go for a counter pull. And in reality, LG didn't even do that. They all pushed back, so you leave your 2 aggressive players in a 4v2. Almost impossible for them to win that. And with 2 minutes left, Red Reserve still down 2 flags.
And with how many streaks are in play on the side of Luminosity, you still don't see Mountain being brought out by some of these Red Reserve players. So every streak that Octane calls in is going to be impactful. At the very least, it gains them information. And in a game mode like CTF, where it's so important to count players on the map, like that information really helps out. It's nice to have.
And with 1:41 seconds left, you very well may see Octane earn a 3rd set of streaks. That is very, very possible.
Now it's desperation time for Red Reserve. 90 seconds remaining. You're down by 2 flags. You're down 0-2 in the series. You have to make something happen. And it's almost, they're in a position where they have to force it.
Right.
They don't have time to set up. They don't have time to rotate back and play CTF the way they want to play it. They have to force these plays to happen. And if they lose, then they lose. I guess you're in a comfortable spot that you can start shooting bodies, sure.
It's a love tap. You just let them know. Let him know. Octane 19-9, a 4 streak, and well, we're gonna get to see that fighter pilot potentially come through any second. I think he may have
because they push through bells, right? You know the spawns are coming in back bunker. They're trapped. They have no cover to work with, and fighter pilot comes in rated. No Mountain. Joe, no Mountain. Guess who's gonna die? Both those players, including John.
Oh, almost found the 3rd. The flagpole though should put him at 1 step closer if he's able to get a kill as well.
Guess what? He's about to get another set of streaks if he gets his cap.
That's just wonderful CTF coming in from Octane. A 21-9 game. JCap not too far behind, 18-12. Octane wants those streaks. He's actually going to cut straight through mid. Player to his right-hand side. Teammate finds the pick. Doesn't matter.
He's doing it all.
Octane streaks himself out yet again. And why the hell not, right? Let it rain.
It's funny. Typically, you think of Octane as that statue-type player. Just put an assault rifle in his hand, lock it down. But he's got 4 flag caps, 21-9. Such an impressive performance from Octane as Luminosity. They make the CTF look easy. And, you know, Ben, we were talking about it earlier in the series. Red Reserve had opportunities in that first hard point, in the search and destroy. They let it slip, and it slips too far. Luminosity with the hot 3-0 over Red Reserve.
And they did so comfortably here in that Game 3 CTF. This wasn't like Map 1 or Map 2, really, where Red Reserve had those moments. I mean, you look at the end of the first half, that was really the turning point. It was a stalemate. Octane invests his streaks. He gets the flag in the OT. 2-1 advantage into the second half, and from there, it was all LG.
Yeah, I really think that series takes a turn for the worse when Slack wins that final engagement in the search and destroy.